She stood in my driveway crying while her retirement party collapsed across the street. The caterer left. Half the guests walked out. And for the first time in my life, my mother realized the son she ignored was the only one who could have saved her. She told everyone I sabotaged her big day. The truth was simpler. I just stopped fixing the mess my golden child brother created. To understand how it got there, we need to go back. For as long as I can remember, my younger brother Jake could do no wrong. I graduated top of my class. She said it was just academics. Jake barely passed a semester and she called him brilliant but misunderstood. When I bought my first house, she said it was small. When Jake rented a studio, she hired a photographer to document his new beginning. When my son was born, she visited once. When Jake dated someone for 3 weeks, she started planning their wedding. I built a consulting firm from scratch. 12 employees, corporate contracts, stable growth. She told people I played with computers. Jake started a blog that got maybe 10 views a month. She printed copies and handed them out at church. I stopped expecting praise, but I never stopped showing up. Then she announced her retirement party. Big venue, live band, catered dinner. She put Jake in charge. He had never planned anything in his life. 2 months before her party, I scheduled my company's annual client celebration at my house. Same weekend. Contracts signed. Deposits paid. She never asked about my calendar. She never asked about my business at all. A week before her event, Jake called me. "Hey, can you spot me a few thousand? Mom's party costs more than I thought." I said no, calmly. I told him I had my own event to run. The day arrived. From my backyard, I could see her rented tent. Music cutting in and out. Food arriving late. Guests checking their watches. My place was full. Clients laughing. Staff celebrating record profits. It wasn't flashy. Just organized. Halfway through the evening, Jake stormed over. "You need to move your party. People think yours is better." "I'm not moving 80 guests," I said. "This was planned months ago." Mom followed, furious. "You did this to embarrass us." That was the moment I stopped defending myself. I pulled out my phone and showed her the contract date. 3 months before she even announced her retirement. "You never asked what I had going on," I said. "You were busy promoting Jake." She didn't respond. She just stared at the date. Across the street, her caterer packed up early because payment hadn't cleared. Guests drifted over to my yard, some by invitation, some out of curiosity. I welcomed them. Politely. Professionally. The power shift wasn't dramatic. It was visible. After that night, something changed. She stopped introducing Jake as her successful son. She started asking questions about my company. Real questions. Jake eventually admitted he'd assumed I would bail him out like always. I didn't destroy her party. I just refused to rescue it. And sometimes, the loudest statement you can make is stepping back and letting people live with the consequences of their own choices. That was the night she learned favoritism doesn't build strength. It builds dependence. And I finally stopped competing for attention I never needed.